bit ahead of the boat.
That's okay. It might take me. Oh, here we are. We're live.
Hello.
Hello, guys. Welcome to Day 4's All Request live stream.
So we are now at noon Pacific time on Day 4, which is about the halfway point of Sideshow Con.
We are up at the apex right now.
Oh my goodness.
And the view is amazing.
We have climbed this mountain. We're so glad that you guys continue to join us all throughout this week. We've still got a lot of stuff to show you guys. And this is, again, as Autumn mentioned, the All Request stream. So we will be taking your requests. We did a poll in the Let Your Geek Sideshow Facebook group, so we will be doing a couple of those top hits. I do love our score in the background. I hope that doesn't get taken down off of YouTube now. But I know this one actually wasn't on the poll, but we did have some requests to go back to this print. And we did start with some prints this morning, but we skipped on Guardians of the Galaxy. So I want to feature this one. It is available for pre-order on our website. You are looking at the Guardians of the Galaxy Downtown Nowhere Fine Art Serigraph by artist Shag. Now, if you're looking at this and thinking, I think I know who Shag is. Shag is a mid-century modern pop culture artist. You may have seen his work featured in Disneyland. He did the beautiful cantina spread image that is featured at some of the Galaxy's Edge, or what is that building that is like the one Star Wars, anyways, like that Star Wars pavilion that's by Star Tours.
Oh, yeah.
It's been so long since I've been to Disneyland.
Teacups, what?
Teacups,
Thanks,
Autopia.
Autumn.
He's also done large-scale images of the Haunted Mansion and Pirates of the Caribbean rides for the Wonderground Gallery, the Disneyana Gallery. So this is a real privilege. This is our first time working with Shag. He is an acclaimed artist, and we are so privileged to get to have him working with our art print program now. So this is the Downtown Nowhere Fine Art Serigraph. This is an 18-color hand-pulled silkscreen print, limited to an edition of only 100 pieces. It is currently available on our website, available for pre-order as unframed or framed editions. As with all of our framed editions, it does come with a custom double matte and expert framing. The print itself is also finished with a clear UV protective gloss that will keep the picture bright, protect from scratches and sun damage. This piece is a lot of fun, and I'm sure you guys can recognize all the characters, but there is so much going on. We've got Star-Lord and Gamora running off with the Power Stone Orb. We've got the Collector and Cosmo the Space Dog, Rocket Raccoon. All of these pieces will be hand-signed by Shag. And he's very also inspired not only by the mid-century modern and the pop culture, but tiki aesthetic. So that is what you're seeing. It especially comes through on Drax's tattoos and the look of Groot. This is, if you guys are hearing some movie music, that is our lobby.
Yes.
I'm hoping this doesn't get us taken off of YouTube. And a fun little detail that I don't think is wishful thinking. There is a bit of a hidden Mickey in this image, right above Yondu, as the Guardians run through the Downtown Nowhere nightlife district. Each of the colors is also, I'm not familiar with the serigraph silk screening process, but I have been informed that each of the colors is individually mixed and then applied when they do the silk screen to keep the colors vibrant, distinct. You guys can see how bright and fun this piece is. So this is the Downtown Nowhere Fine Art Serigraph. Again, limited edition, 100 pieces by Shag, available for pre-order on our website right now.
All right, let's head down the hall.
Yeah.
To the booth.
A lot of the prints in this hallway are the same.
We'll show them to you guys again tomorrow for sure, or Saturday.
This morning, if you missed it, we did announce our new partnership with Stan Lee's POW Entertainment, and with that we teased a fine art lithograph and a fine art print by Bill Sienkiewicz and Ian Mcdonald. You can check those out on our 8 a.m. stream, or they will be mentioned and featured again on the Comics Hall at 2 p.m., which is my show.
Yep. So we're gonna keep this a little short today, so Amy has time to physically get where she needs to go live with you guys again at 2.
Yes, we're live with you here from 12 to about 1 Pacific, and then I will be on the Comics Hall at 2 Pacific, so you guys can see me then. And then I'll be back for the Hot Toys stream as well. Before we get too far into it, I did want to address, we had some people asking, and you may have seen, Hot Toys did announce a lot of really cool new pieces for their Hot Toys Summer Showcase on their Instagram and Facebook social media pages. We do not physically have those prototypes in our office, but we will be kind of giving you guys a quick overview during the 4 p.m. show today, just to make sure you guys know all the things that they announced on their social media. So
and we're going to be driving everybody on social over to go check out everything that they dropped today. But just, like she said, we want to make you guys aware that it is not here on display at our booth at this time.
But that doesn't mean there isn't exciting news to share. So the number one actually requested response from our poll. We asked the Let Your Geek Side Show Facebook group what they wanted to see, and it is the new Spider-Man Symbiote premium format figure that just premiered today. This is really cool. This is currently part of our little Stan Lee and Spider-Man display that went up today.
Yes. Let me show you guys the whole display.
You guys can see this is quite a tall premium format figure. This is my first time seeing it, so I do not have any news of sculptor or exclusive pieces or its height. But what I can tell you is this is a brand new version of Symbiote Suit Spider-Man. This is not a variant or anything like that. Really nice glossy textures going on, and you can actually see kind of the ripples and musculature of the Venom symbiote over Spider-Man as a part of this classic comic book story. If you guys are fans of the art print program, you should also check out the Ian McDonald Amazing Spider-Man number 300 tribute piece that we did just launch for pre-order, because that is an homage after Todd McFarlane of the classic event cover, or issue cover, excuse me. Spider-Man is crouched on top of a kind of crumbling church bell tower, and you can see throughout the base that tendrils of symbiote are creeping up the stonework. It's a really, really beautiful kind of cathedral-like structure, and I really like, I don't know the proper terminology, but there is a weeping woman kind of bust relief, and then there is a skull figure here too. It's a very nice somber piece, kind of reflective of Peter Parker's attitude change throughout this comic book story as well. This is a really unique piece for Spider-Man fans. I love the kind of tear stains on the statue as well. So there will be more information about this piece available soon. You can RSVP to be notified, though. You can go to side.show/new to check out all of our new and coming soon products. And as soon as we have more information for you, that will drop about the Spider-Man Symbiote premium format figure.
All right.
Were you able to get up to his portrait? I know.
Yes, I am not a tall person, so that is a bit of a challenge, but I got there.
Alrighty. While we're here, let's show everybody once again the Stan Lee designer collectible figure. This is produced through Unruly Industries, and this is the work of artist Gabriel Soares. This is a really fun piece, and if you did see our Excelsior fine art print by Ian McDonald earlier this morning, you know that this is the same superhero point landing ground pound pose that was inspired in the art print. This is a really fun and energetic collector's item, of course, with Stan in his iconic green sweater. He does have his signature shades as well as his iconic mustache. I love the hairline as well, how you kind of immediately know that gray and white is Stan Lee. He is embodying the superheroes that he helped to create. And if you guys want to know more about the superheroes he helped to create and what other impacts he had on Marvel Comics and publishing as a whole, we will be covering that on the Comics Haul. I'm trying to get in gear before my show. And you guys can see there's also some fun little Easter eggs and nods to the characters in this book that he is pounding on. There is a Spider-Man web. There's a lightning bolt. I like to think that that's for Thor. And then I am a sucker for the Ben-Day dots printing texture, that 4-color.
Let me see if I can get in there and show
that 4-color print screen dots that they have captured in this collectible figure. So that will be available for pre-order sometime soon. You can RSVP to be notified on our website. Do we also want to remind them real quick of the contest you got going on?
We do. We're going to head over here because we do have a contest in honor of the Stan Lee pieces today. Okay.
All right. Here, I will hold the camera while you explain.
So this Stan Lee Minico figure by Iron Studios, we are giving away not one, but 25 of them today only, in honor of all these cool Stan Lee pieces that we are showcasing today. It's a Gleam Contest, which means you can enter to win using social media, or you can use just your sign up for a newsletter, enter your email, you can share it with a friend. There's all kinds of ways to enter. In order to enter that, it is already open right now. You're going to go to side.show/mini, like Minico, M-I-N-I, Stan, Mini Stan. So head on over there. That's going to be open until the end of the day. And then we will pick 25 winners to take one of these little guys home.
It's really cool. Also, I want to point out on the base, he does have a nice circular black base, and you can see the Excelsior signature. That's his catchphrase. You can also see his iconic autograph. And again, green sweater, mustache, that kind of salt and pepper gray and then the tinted shades are what
Yes.
made Stan Stan. And I love that smile. I love that kind of knowing smirk. And we did ask fans for the Comics Hall some of their favorite Stan Lee stories,
Yes.
and there are some that are very much that quick as a whip
Yes.
humor that Stan Lee exhibited.
We're basically having a Stan Lee kind of day today.
It is a Stan
Yeah.
Lee kind of day. It's also a Mighty Thor's day to you all.
Absolutely.
Now, I know we did have some requests to go back to the Mythos pieces, the Mythos statues. And I do want to clarify, I believe those PCS prototypes for the Street Fighter pieces.
Yes.
We have them marked as 8th scale, but they are actually going to be 10th scale.
Those right there.
Yes.
Yes.
But we will
Okay.
revisit those later.
We sure will.
Excuse me.
Okay, I head
All
over.
right.
This was also voted up toward the top, so we're going to cover this.
It's a nice grouping of 4. I think we'll focus primarily on the new release. So this is our Mythos line. You guys may be familiar with it primarily from Star Wars. We have done statues. We have now done art prints and 6th scale figures as well. And then we have done Mythos for other licenses like Alien and Terminator. But this is the Star Wars Mythos universe. These are myths that are meant to be initiated by the eye in the statue format that you see, or the fine art presentation. And then you complete those myths in your mind. You get to decide the story for these characters and where your favorite heroes and villains are at the point of display in this statue format.
I'm going to answer a couple questions I saw pop up. Somebody was really interested in seeing the Mysterio Iron Man. We did cover that in the 8 a.m. If you want to jump over to the 8 a.m. live stream we did today, we did cover that.
And that is the Iron Studios 10th scale statue.
Yes.
I know that Hot Toys did announce their own Mark 46
Yes.
Iron Man. We do not have that one on display, but we do have the Iron Studios 10th scale.
So we'll definitely show that again today if we have time. But if we don't, I wanted to let you know we did cover it this morning, so you can find out more about it. Yes.
We do have people asking, will there be any switch outs for the Mythos Obi-Wan statue? This is a brand new reveal. And genuinely, a lot of the first times that you guys are seeing these new items at the show is the first time we are seeing them as well. I currently do not have the product detailing, but I do write the product summaries. So as soon as we get that information, we will be able to share that with you online. Unfortunately, I don't have the answer. And I don't even want to speculate because every statue is unique.
Yes.
Though I do know that the 3 Sith that are on this podium each have a swap out feature.
Yes. And I also want to let you guys know, some people are asking about swap outs and all of that. Just so you know, we have had a couple of really big swap outs already. We did on Wednesday, yesterday, we swapped out a lot of pieces. Today, there's just been a couple of swap outs, and then tomorrow there's going to be a lot more again. So there's quite a few swap outs coming the way. Today, for the most part, it's going to be what you saw yesterday. So if you feel like you've seen everything from yesterday, come on back tomorrow for more new swap outs.
Yeah, and while we're here, I mean, we want to show you these pieces and answer a few questions. I do
Yeah.
want to answer a few. Saw a question about asking the height of the Spider-Man symbiote.
Oh, right.
Again, that is a new piece swapped out today. I do not have the latest details. This is my first time seeing it. I do not have the height, but it is a premium format quarter scale figure. And then someone asked the scale of the Mary Jane and Spider-Man maquette.
Oh, right.
I do not know
They're
if that
way
has an
down
exact scale to it. It is not premium format scale, but it is. I would estimate around 5th scale, but there is no specific scale that has been given for me about that maquette piece. But it is the J. Scott Campbell based on a comic book variant cover. The maquette format can be versatile with its scaling, but they are not premium format. But Spider-Man is. By himself.
All right.
Anyways,
so back to the request. We
request.
try to answer as many of the people's questions in the chats as we can.
Yes. So this is the General Obi-Wan Kenobi Mythos statue. An incredible likeness of Obi-Wan as he is slightly older, going through aspects of the Clone Wars. You can see that he has his Clone Wars armor on that has been through quite some wear and tear, and it is quite a difference. I like that our piece has additional wear and tear, and then there's the Hot Toys piece that also has wear and tear, but in different ways, representing different parts of Obi-Wan's journey. He does have a mixed media costume, but what you are seeing of the tabards and robes around his body, those are all sculpted. They're sculpted with a lot of detailed textures, and I don't know fabric specific names, but there is a lot of I want to say corduroy, like, the lines, but it's not quite that sculpture in there. He does have a full fabric cape, though, that you are seeing with wire for posing. It is wrapped around his shoulders, and it has weathering detail at the ends. There's some darkness to it. There's frayed edges, again, to give it that sense of being lived in and being with him throughout many adventures. He does have the slightly larger, sorry, comics misexplained,
You got this.
Comics misexplained.
There we go.
Whoa. Has asked, does he have the high ground? Currently not. He is on the front half of our podium.
Over me, he does.
He certainly has the high ground over the B2 Super Battle Droid at his feet. Yes, so as I was mentioning, he does have the kind of classic style, almost Star Wars concept art larger lightsaber blade, which is very cool because there is some distinction in the Mythos line. Asajj Ventress and Sidious, who currently doesn't have his lightsaber on display, both have the traditional kind of more uniform light beam, but Darth Maul has the similar larger style light beam. So that's really cool.
I love that.
Yeah, I love this piece. My favorite type of droid is the Super Battle Droid, which is a weird, favorite to have, but you can see that he has sliced it with his lightsaber and that there is smoke effect, semi-translucent, emitting from the base as well, which is really cool. So the rest of the Mythos pieces, let's pop up to Maul if you can.
Do that.
We'll get the tall ones out of the way, or the ones that are currently on raised platforms. This is the Darth Maul Mythos statue. This is the second Darth Maul, and Obi-Wan is the second Obi-Wan that we've created a long time ago in a galaxy far away when we did our first Mythos pieces. We envisioned Maul as kind of a Ronin samurai, and now we have taken inspiration from his rage and journey after being left after the events of the Phantom Menace. And this is currently on display with his rage portrait, which is the longer Zabrak horns, the open mouth. He is incredibly detailed with all of his tattooing, which is uniquely kind of sculpted and painted. He is on a crumbling Sith temple base as well. There's a very familiar likeness in the rubble of the temple. And you guys can also see he has extremely intricate robotic legs.
See if I can get in there.
Very powerful. I mean, even the sense of the rubble crumbling under his foot as he leaps off of this base. There's a lot of pent-up energy in this pose, and it's really unique in that way. I love the leaping stance. It's almost the animalistic hunter. And his loincloths and skirts are all completely sculpted. I believe he is cast in polystone with PVC elements. He doesn't have any fabric aspects to him. And then, of course, he does have his dual-edged lightsaber.
Love it.
Up next, we have Darth Sidious, who is a mixed media piece. You can see he does have a fabric overcloak underneath, and underneath he has sculpted robes. So with Darth Sidious, he is hovering over the lavas of Mustafar. He is casting Force Lightning with his hand. The painters have done an exceptional job with these pieces. I really like the reflecting orange light of this piece. My personal favorite of the original Mythos is the Darth Vader. And of course, that one also utilized a great reflective, bouncing the orange light off of the paint into the figure. And he has the Force Lightning effect is kind of semi-translucent. That is attached to his hand, but his opposite hand will have a swap out holding his red lightsaber. But you guys can see.
Close up on that for you guys.
There's a lot of billowing action in this, a lot of Sith rage and energy and powers that would be deemed by some to be unnatural, of course. He is available for pre-order on our website currently, and there's also a fine art print in this Mythos style of Darth Sidious. I believe it is called the Darth Sidious Unlimited Power fine art print that is available for pre-order on our website. Finally, we have Asajj Ventress, who has kind of gone away from her Sith side to track to her Night Sister roots. She is on a Dathomir-themed base. You can see she's clad in the traditional black and red of the Night Sisters. Lots of really cool details. She is also polystone with PVC elements. You can see that she is on a swamp base, and she does have a Surian skull beast on the base. That's a really cool skull. Our artists looked up the different types of kind of primeval monsters and aliens that exist in the Star Wars universe and thought that this was a fitting piece for the Dathomir Swamps base. She does have her dual lightsabers with their curved handles, which I think are really beautiful and elegant. And there's a lot of the kind of wrapping and binding sculpt in her black costume. She does also have what appear to be feathers that kind of seamlessly blend with the sculpture of the fabric in her costume. You are seeing her with her hooded portrait. She does have an unhooded portrait, and I believe it's lacking some of the facial markings around the mouth, but it does have her whited out eyes, another very intense look for the character, so you can choose which version of her you would like to display. There is also a fine art print by Darren Tan called the Asajj Ventress Ascension fine art print that very neatly mirrors this pose, and you can see the kind of orange sunset hues of Dathomir, and the image is just filled with that Night Sister magic, which I think is really beautiful. And I love the coloration of these pieces. And I wanted to, because I mentioned it in Darth Sidious with like the paint and the reflecting, I wanted to also point out with General Kenobi, a really cool thing that our painters have taken into consideration is especially the valiant and kind of dynamic pose he is in. It is not a flat stature. He is taking a leg up on the B2 Super Battle Droid. So they have painted into it its own light source, which could help you inform your display. You can see that the side of him that is more foreground, including his raised leg, and I believe that is, I'm going to compare the right side of his body, we're seeing it on the left, is in brighter tones to inform how he is catching the light. And then you can see on the opposite side of his robes, even his Clone Wars armor, they have sculpted shadow into it, or not sculpted, painted shadow into it very dynamically that it'll look well lit on its own
you can see that
shelf.
That is his arm. That arm shadow of his is painted in. It is not from a light source external.
Yeah, and it's a really nice, it's really subtle, but once you have noticed that, it'll help you choose how you want to display the piece. It has its own light source, and then you can choose to accentuate that focus in your own collection. So he will be available for pre-order soon, but the rest of these pieces are all available for pre-order. They are all inclusive editions, so both versions, or there's only one version of each of the three dark side characters, Maul with 2 portraits, Sidious with a swap out lightsaber hand, and then Asajj Ventress with 2 portraits as well.
I want to do a shout out to Amy because Jeff just said she's listing Star Wars canon and data like she's reading a book while I screwed up my kids' names this morning. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. I always want to do my best to represent the hard work that goes into these pieces from the sculptors, the designers, the product managers, and the artists and painters and fabricators, because I do the product summary. I'm like the last stage of our production when it's ready to go onto the website for you. And some of these pieces, this is my first time seeing them. I get to fangirl every year at Comic-Con. That is my job. And so I get to do that here at Sideshow Con. And I'm very privileged to do that. And I'm so glad that you guys are here to join me and ask about these characters, because I want to give you as much information as I have, because I know you're just as excited.
I'd also love to I'd like to find out and have whoever is moderating in the chats right now, because we have 1 or 2 moderators in every single chat who do all the hard work of dropping codes for everything. Links to everything that we show you. So moderators, who do we have right now helping us out? You guys let us know your names, because we'd like to know. I'm not even sure who's helping right now. So,
but we know that someone's helping, and that's the kind of backup we have on our team.
We have an amazing social media team.
People always have our back.
Yep, they show up to every one of our live streams just to support you guys, to give you guys links to get all the information on everything we're showing you. So you guys, exactly, hats off to the mods. Yes. Alex Aronowitz is here.
Excellent.
Yes.
I thought that he was part of the mod takeover.
Yeah.
Here, let's also start walking.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of requests come through for the Pumpkin Witch again.
Yes.
I think she is a surprise reveal fan favorite for this show.
I also saw somebody requesting multiple times for the DC bus. We can come back to them for sure.
Yeah, we've still got plenty of time. Don't worry. And we got this room all to ourselves. It's just us and you. So as we announced the Stan Lee partnership today, yesterday we announced a very exciting partnership with artist and writer and director Chris Sanders, who you may recognize. I mean, I didn't recognize at first until someone said, and I saw this statue, he worked on storyboards for Lilo and Stitch. He also worked on the animated films The Croods and How to Train Your Dragon. He's had multiple hats as writer, director, kind of project manager. So we have paired with him to create an artist series statue. This is the Pumpkin Witch. He has his own line of signature pinup characters. So this is a really fun and bubbly and energetically very Halloween-y character, already getting me in the mood for the fall season. And this is a sideshow-ized version, sideshowified. I actually don't know what our official sideshowified version.
Let's go sideshowified.
There are additional elements that weren't present in the original pinup to create a more full kind of base and story experience. So you see that the Pumpkin Witch is holding the pumpkin with a harvest mouse inside, and there is a little cat who is reaching for the mouse, while the pinup witch, Pumpkin Witch, is in her very, very cute and sweet pose. I love the colors in this piece, very fitting with the season, but there's also a lot of brightness, because I know that Halloween is traditionally those darker colors, but we get some of the kind of candy color pops in this that are just really, really fun. I like the gloss on her her little witch shoes as well.
Oh, yeah.
And then if you guys have been on a couple of these streams while we pointed out, I think it's worth checking out because it'll hopefully spur you to go to his art website. But you can go to chrissandersart.com to learn more about his work. But specifically, Mary Halbert is the name on the tombstone, who is a pirate captain who was lost at sea when mermaids ... And I swear I'm going to get the end of that story someday. But Mary Halbert is a pirate pinup character that he designed, so you can Google Mary Halbert Chris Sanders as well, and you will see the pirate captain pinup. She's got a really cute cat skull and crossbones pirate flag. He does have a lot of cats in his artwork. He does his own original comic as well called Kiskaloo. So the Pumpkin Witch has an RSVP page on our website. You can go to side.show/new and RSVP to be notified. I believe we have SMS and email alerts, maybe even text alerts when these pieces go up for pre-order. So that is a really fun piece. And we did have a couple questions about the back display.
Yes.
So with Pumpkin Witch and Sova and Stan Lee, if you see those pieces, those are just really cool little displays that our graphic art department printed up to help these pieces pop. So I don't know what the box art looks like at this phase. I think it's a little too early to say. But we'll let the team know that you like those graphics, and maybe that'll inspire the packaging. But we don't have these. This is not the actual packaging that you are seeing. All right. At this point, I think we kind of covered the main requests. You did want to see the DC busts.
Yes,
so let's check those out.
there,
But
and
make sure you guys are still shouting out in the chats.
Yeah, let us know what you'd like to see, and we will do our best to accommodate everybody.
Yeah. So this is the DC Trinity. These are busts. This is by Sideshow. They are sold separately. I refer to them as the Trinity because obviously that's who they are, but they are sold individually. Let's start with Batman for a change. I think we always start with Superman when we do these. But this is the Batman bust. This is 14.5 inches tall. It is a polyresin collectible. Lots of textures in the bat suit. It has the detail and features of a premium format figure. These are smaller than premium format scale. I don't have the exact scale, but these are not exactly quarter scale pieces. He is on a Batcave themed base with a bunch of bats taking wing throughout, and you guys can see those. And I do really like the swoop of his cape. Both he and Superman are kind of in a cheating pose where they cheat the angle, so you don't see the whole body, but you get a sense of the action. And that really also helps to create some symmetry in the Trinity collection because Wonder Woman has a pose that is more balanced. She has both arms out. Batman has one arm raised with his batarang, and then Superman has one hand to his hip, and so they create a really...
Batman doesn't cheat.
That's important to note. That was from user Batman is good. You're absolutely correct. He does not cheat.
Yes.
He just hides in the shadows.
There were no disparaging remarks made here.
No, absolutely not. So next up, we have the Wonder Woman bust. She does measure 9.5 inches tall. Also a polyresin collectible. There is an unboxing video of her on our YouTube, so you can see how she assembles. It's not an arduous assembly process, but it is important to know how to put your piece together for best display. And I believe she is in stock on our website right now as well. So you can check that out. She is entirely sculpted. All of her signature Amazonian armor elements. You can see that she's got her golden eagle bodice. She's got her tiara, her kind of Wonder Woman symbol waist cincher, and then she is on a Themysciran column type base, that typical Greco-Roman architecture. And then she is, of course, wearing her bracelets of submission and wielding the lasso of truth.
All right.
Next up, we have the Superman bust. He measures 10.5 inches tall. He is also a polyresin collectible, entirely sculpted. He's got a nice, real big kind of swoosh to his cape that covers his shoulder. I really like the shape of that. And it's not a full cape either. Again, with that kind of cheating the angle, it creates a really nice effect that really makes these pieces low real estate. I mean, they leave a nice footprint. You get all the detail of these characters and the most iconic parts of their costumes. Of course, you see the symbol of the House of El on his chest. He's got a rippling physique, and he is on top of a Fortress of Solitude base. It does have some semi-translucency effects to it. Kind of, if you have the Superman versus Batman diorama that we produced previously, it's got that similar Fortress of Solitude crystalline look to it. And this is just a really nice, really inspiring and hopeful piece as the man of tomorrow looks towards the future. And then, of course, can't forget, if anyone can guess what I'm about to say, the kiss curl.
Nice.
I like to point that out on every Superman because it's important. I mean, a lot of people have their opinions, both on Superman's trunks. That's a very important debate in Superman comic costumes. And then, of course, his kiss curl.
Yes. Some of the requests I saw, I'm just going to list them out so that you guys know we did see them, and we will get to them, is the PCS, the Bane over there, and then over on the Roy Salingor, the Action Comics.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yes. So let's start here because we're here.
Let's start with these. Yes, so our signage currently, as I mentioned, says 1/8 scale, but I was informed this morning that these are actually intended to be 10th scale. Okay. And what you guys are seeing, as we've been pointing out the backdrops for some of these pieces, the backdrop represents the lineup that PCS hopes to fully recreate. And you can see, you can spot the characters that are already in prototype phase here. You can see that they match their artwork very faithfully. Now, again, this is a disclaimer. These are the unpainted prototypes. This is a first look at this, and they will be coming in sets of 2. So right now we are seeing Ryu and Dan. There will be a Bison and Rolento set. We do have Bison on display, and then we have Blanca and Fei Long.
Ryan, yes, these will be painted.
Yes, these will be painted. These are just early prototypes. PCS really wanted you guys to be able to see these.
Also, somebody asked in a very polite tone, please may we also see Spider-Man. So because you said it so nicely, yes, we're putting that on the list too.
Which Spider-Man?
Yeah, you have to let us know which one you mean, and we will put it on the list.
Please let us know which Spider-Man, because we have seen the symbiote suit, but we do have the Spider-Man Mary Jane, and then we do have the bevy of Spider-Man figures from Hot Toys. We also have a Beast Kingdom Egg Attack Spider-Man. Yes. We've got a couple of Mini-Cos, so let us know which Spider-Man specifically.
Yes, and we will do that.
These are incredibly detailed. Love the look at the prototypes already.
Let's get in here.
Lots of detailed sculpt in them, and you can see very faithfully these characters are inspired both by their in-game models and this really cool artwork that I believe was produced for an anniversary of some kind with Street Fighter.
I really like seeing the sculpt like this without the paint. It's really interesting.
Yeah, I wish I knew more about PCS's process. They are a company that we are very grateful to be able to distribute, but I don't have production information about their team's process. I do love this Blanca and Fei Long set because you can see, and pardon my reach, in the background here, that is the configuration they are sitting on this kind of electrical box, and this is a collectible set. And if anyone was here for the last time we featured these guys, Blanca is my main guy, but mostly because I spammed his electric attack and nobody had fun playing against me.
Oh, David Carl, the symbiote Spider-Man, we did look at that right toward the top of the show, so you can actually rewind this episode and you will see that. We looked at that. I think that was the second piece we looked at.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it was the second piece we looked at after Guardians of the Galaxy Shag.
Yes, so you can just hit rewind and you'll find it.
Yep, I'm seeing comments of button masher. Absolutely was a button masher. I'm trying to learn combos, but I used to practice piano. My fingers are just not super dexterous, and so I'm not good at executing those perfect combos. I do also like that this character has, and I don't know if it's pronounced Dan or Don, so if anyone does know, please let me know so I don't sound silly on the rest of these streams. But I do love that he has his bowl of noodles from the artwork.
Nice.
Sean, rice and noodles.
I do see your message, and yeah, we can go look at the Dragon Warrior armor, and we'll get way up in there for you.
Way up in there.
Way up in there to the armor.
Seeing people shout out their favorite. Yeah, nice. Chun-Li's leg kick, absolutely. Nice. Oh yeah, E Honda with those spinning arms. Oh my goodness. And then yes, and we are looking at Ryu, of course, the essential Street Fighter hero.
Nice.
Okay, I'm seeing some people say it's pronounced Don, so I will keep that in mind.
Scott, we listen to you. What do you want to say? We're listening. He says no one ever listens to him.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Well, we see your comments. We're
Yep.
doing our best. The chat is flying at a mile a minute.
Yep. Okay.
So, yeah, that's, again, unpainted prototypes. This is a very early look.
Yeah.
We'll get you more details as soon as possible, but PCS was so excited for you guys to be able to see these pieces that we did get to see the unpainted prototypes on display. And they look really nice with this background.
El Diablo, we did look at the Symbiote Spider-Man at the very beginning of this stream that we're in right now, so if you just want to rewind back to the beginning, you'll see it.
End the stream on that, but without the details. If you want the details, which, again, this is a brand new piece, so I don't have all of the information, there is a slightly more detailed look at it earlier in the stream.
Let's take a look at the Action Comics
Yes.
Royal Salingor really quick.
I saw someone asking about the exclusive edition of the Harley Quinn 6-scale figure. There is an exclusive edition. She does have an unhooded pigtail portrait with her blonde hair. I believe the piece goes up for pre-order, if not today, then very, very soon. And so you will be able to see that on our website when the gallery is uploaded. Master Safara is asking the edition size for Silver Surfer. Most of these pieces, we do not set an edition size right when they pre-order, so I don't have that information for you. But I think Surfer is going up for pre-order today, so you can pre-order if you're interested in him. And don't forget to check out that really cool exclusive Nova proximity bust.
Yes. Vega, we did look at that piece, the Far From Home 10th scale, this morning at the 8 o'clock live stream. If you want to jump over on YouTube and scroll back to that one, you will be able to find a pretty detailed description.
Yeah. So they wanted to see the Action Comics. We have two different versions of Action Comics here. So what we are looking at up top, this is the Superman Gilded Pewter statue by Royal Salingor. They are the makers of fine pewter figurines and statues. You can see that this is a gilded Superman, so he does have different colors. When they employ the kind of black environment aspects of the pieces, it is like a matte paint, and I don't know the material for those, so I don't have that information, but I believe this piece is going up for pre-order soon as well. So many of these things, if they're not already on the site, they're popping in the next couple weeks or even this week, so you want to be checking our website frequently. You can go to side.show/new. And I love this piece because of the way that he himself has actually come off of the Action Comics cover that he is recreating. So you can see that he is missing from the artwork. I'm trying to get some, so that you can see there is a car tire still in the image, as is part of the famous, but there is no car tire on the far side of the vehicle. So there's a lot of really fun interplay between his background then the figure. And it is if you yourself are in the comic and he is coming straight at you. We also do have an Action Comics #1 silver foil by New Zealand Mint, who make precious metal collectibles. And so this is high quality stamped silver. It does come in a protective case. You can see some of the texture. Brightly colored recreation of Action Comics #1, back when books were 10 cents. I picked up a book last night for $5.99, so I missed those days. Not that I was around for them, but these pieces are extremely high quality, genuine precious metals, and I love how much that, especially in its protective case, this looks like a slabbed Action Comics #1. Not quite as rare, but just as incredibly high quality and very valuable.
All right. Let's see. We're close to the Dragon Warrior, so we can do that.
Alrighty. So this is one of the 3 of our originals that were teased during the 12 days of Sideshow back in the holiday season. We have some people asking for items that are not actually on display. So if it is not on display, we cannot show it to you. We would... Again, I would love to give you as much information about everything all the time as possible, but there are some things that are just not physically possible, and if it's not in the show, we can't show it. We can't make it appear. We don't have every single collectible ever in our office, so we do have what is on display. So trust me, we're not ignoring you. We just can't accommodate.
So we covered this pretty extensively at 8 o'clock, so someone did just ask for a request to see the armor close up, so we're just going to show you that really quick.
So the armor is meant to look as though it were taken from the dragon's horns, and you can see that the dragon that she has slain in this statue is missing aspects of its horns. This is an incredibly detailed armor piece. It almost looks as though there are pieces where it appears that she has cobbled this together herself. What better way to defend yourself against dragons than with dragon aspects as well, because you would assume dragon hide is resilient, it is tough, the horns are lightweight but durable, and the dragon skin cape perhaps is fireproof. This is me speculating, of course. I don't actually have dragon schematics.
Let me see if I can get a close-up on
but
that
that is
cape.
that is the fantasy aspect of this character that we wanted to represent. She is a slayer who is forged by her battles with dragonfire, but she may perhaps also have forged her own armor and weaponry with which to kill dragons. So you guys can see the updated previews of these ladies on our website at side.show/new, RSVP to be notified when they go up for pre-order. We have updated their silhouetted images to feature the full figures, and we have covered these quite a few times throughout the weekend since they have appeared, so you can get a more in-depth look on them then.
Okay, we had some more requests. I can't remember who. Oh, the Peter Parker with Mary Jane.
Yes.
Yeah.
I saw Jason Todd say that my dragon knowledge is exceptional.
Nice.
That comes with the territory of being a level 5 dungeon master.
Yes.
Which I don't think actually exists. But thank you. I appreciate that.
Someone asked for the Hot Toys Iron Man zombie. We do not have that on display at this time. There is some really great information on Hot Toys site. They dropped some great stuff. So our moderators, if they could help drop that, and we will spotlight that a little bit at our 4:00 show as well.
Oh boy. Oh my goodness. Give me just one moment. I need to ask a question to the team.
But I can. Oh, the child. Always happy to show the child. We will go there next. Child's over there,
Yes.
waiting very patiently.
Yes. So we will go see the child
Yes.
very briefly after I give you the rundown on Spider-Man and Mary
Also,
Jane.
this Stan Lee piece we did look at toward the top of this episode. So if you're watching right now, just scrub back toward the beginning and you will see.
Yes. And we did cover this entire podium this morning as well. But
Yes.
while you are here, Spider-Man and Mary Jane, this is a maquette, of course, inspired by the iconic artwork of J. Scott Campbell, who is a fan favorite comic book cover artist as well as interior artist. This is based specifically on the variant cover Amazing Spider-Man Renew Your Vows #1 that was produced during the Secret Wars 2015 event. It has colors by Sabine Rich, the cover does, and so our artist took a special care to recreate not only the iconic facial expressions and the sculpt of J. Scott Campbell's work, and we've had the privilege to do his fairy tale fantasies as well as Abby Chase from Danger Girl, but they wanted to make sure to capture the richness and vivacity of Sabine Rich's colors. This is a really cute piece. You guys are seeing the exclusive edition because the exclusive accessory is a removable tiger plush for the armchair.
Nice.
This is packed with a lot of personality, one of Marvel's most beloved couples, I think. It is entirely sculpted and is available for pre-order on our website right now, so you can check that out in more detail on the gallery online. But there is nice grooves in the spider suit, just a very nice, relaxed and easygoing pose.
Yeah.
We also did produce a fine art print version of the cover, so you can, I believe it may be sold out on our website, but you can search for it, see the full original variant cover image that was specially reproduced for our art print program.
Also, I remembered there was a request in the group to see the, we're going to go over to Atomic Misfit, to see the Miss Mindy pieces with the lights on.
Ah, yes.
So we did get those turned on. Let's see. Yes, they are turned on right now, although it looks like this one's been on for a while, so the light is starting to fade on that. But you can see these 3 pieces do have a light on the inside.
And furthermore, the Miss Mindy Mary Poppins musical figure by Inesco is, whoop, musical.
I tested it, and you can do it.
Okay.
You just do it like a little bit
Be
so that we're not,
very
yes.
Careful. You can see that she has a music box key. It winds
go.
the carousel as well. Oops.
I love it.
That is so cute.
We're really keeping the moderators on our toes with this abrupt switch over to Atomic Misfit, but I think they can find the links. So
Yes, and I know that this one is low stock on our website right now.
Yes.
I do also like that it is a mixed media piece. I think I wound that really hard because I need to talk over the music. But she does have fabric tulle elements over the bonnet that she is wearing. These are very delightfully sculpted representations of some of the most famous and classic Disney characters. Yes, and I'm sorry that we can't show the lights on the Miss Mindy Rapunzel, but it is very sweet. It illuminates the lanterns from the scene, the very famous scene in the film where they are seeing the light.
Yes.
And watching all the lanterns fly. And then Ariel does have the kind of sea globe, because I don't want to say a snow globe, but under the sea kind of translucent element to her.
We've got Court of the Dead, Court of the Dead, Court of the Dead. Okay.
Okay, well, we're over here. Let's cover these guys, because I think we didn't really get to touch on them much today at all. This particular podium that you're seeing, this is the day 2 swap out for, or the second iteration, not day 2, but the second iteration of our Court of the Dead booth. So over here we do have the premium format and maquette of Odium and Mortigal for the War of Flesh and Bone. These two are cool faded rivals. But this is our kind of lighter side of darkness, the whimsy, and really emphasizing the fantasy of the horror fantasy aspect of Court of the Dead. So particularly, I believe this is the newest set to go up for pre-order. This is the lighter side of darkness Faction Candles statue set. They are sold in triplicate.
We did forget the child.
We never, I mean, truly never, but after Court of the Dead, we will go to the child. It is easier for us to pop,
because it was just
to
right
the
here.
Court of the Dead,
Yes.
From the Atomic Misfit booth. But yes, each of the factions is represented by a candle here, where the artists have taken the primary color of that faction and really pushed it to the forefront. We do get a lot of muted tones in the Court of the Dead universe with their armor and the underworld. But of course, the court is very colorful, both metaphorically and physically. So from left to right, we have the Spirit faction, and you can see that it is like its faction, very wispy and swirly. And then we have the Green Bone faction, which it's got some hard angles. I love the drips of the figurative candle having that angular attitude like the hard and rigid Bone faction. And then the red is the Flesh faction, lots of soft and round shapes, as it is a malleability and faction of it adapting and overcoming. These are not real candles, so I do not encourage you to light them.
Please do not set them on fire.
Please do not.
There's also lots of faction shout-outs in the chat.
Oh, great.
Yeah, Amy is Spirit, and I am Flesh.
Yeah. So to further, don't light these on fire. There will be LED light-up functions in the final production pieces.
Yes.
And they do all each have the faction symbol on the front of the stand as well.
If you don't know your faction, there is a quiz you can take to find out what it is.
Yes, there is. I don't remember the short link, but I think the mods might have our backs on
top
that.
of it.
Now, this is a set of prototypes. So these are brand new reveals that are not yet on our website, but this is the Core Tunes set. Court Tunes. Representing Malavastros, Kier, and Relic Ravlach in a very sweet and chibi style by artist Ji Peng. Extremely talented, devoted member, I believe, of the faction of Spirit.
Yes.
But I could be wrong. I just want to claim her for our own, of course. But
Understandable.
These represent valiant heroes and whimsical odd characters in a very charming and unique style that is true to who they are in the underworld. We do see Malavastros, who is the kind of court chronicler, the fool, talking perhaps to himself or talking to a skull. We do see Kier, who is ready for battle with her sword raised. She has what appears to be an angel's feather in her grasp, as indicative of her kind of vendetta, her personal rage against the Celestials, and particularly the angels. And then we do have Relic Ravlach, who I do love how his pose is very similar to the premium format figure. He is Death's personal quest knight. He is responsible for finding treasures wondrous and strange throughout the underworld. You can see that he is holding the True Burn lantern, which guides him through the underworld in search of treasure. And he does have the Bone faction emblem on his helm. He's a much beloved character as well.
The mods are dropping all the links to these, and I'm actually going to cut off our Court of the Dead because we're going to look at the child, and then Amy's got to get going.
Ooh, because I got to get ready for the comic haul.
So we're going to shorten this just a little bit today.
Forgive us, Mr. Alltaker and
We
Scratch
will be
and
back.
Riaz. They are, you can check them out on our website. Scratch and Riaz are up for pre-order, and then Death has an RSVP page. But yes, we want to make sure we haven't checked in with the child in a while.
I do see your request for Ace Ventura. We did not have time to get to it this time, but we have covered him already in one of the streams. I'm not sure which one, and we will cover him again just as soon as we can. But we do have to wrap up today.
We do have a request stream every day at
every
noon.
day at noon.
And the Hot Toy Summer Showcase is every day at 4 p.m. But this is the child. This is the child life-size figure by Sideshow. We are looking at the prototype, so we do have to be extremely careful. He is currently in an environment of our own devising as a special presentation, kind of a centerpiece place for Sideshow Con. So right now it does not I don't believe it has its standard base, so we can't touch it, move it. But it does measure 16.5 inches
I found
tall.
out his base is there. It's
Oh, is
just
it?
hidden.
Oh,
and we're not
okay.
supposed to touch.
Yeah,
so,
not
okay.
supposed to touch. Excellent. We're keeping very careful.
Yes.
I feel like we're nature documentaries. Like
We
we're
are.
very respectfully approaching the child.
Do not touch the child.
He has his own light source just to really kind of show you all of the details that really make this thing lifelike. It was created in partnership with Legacy Effects, who are an acclaimed design studio. We have worked with them for pieces like Iron Man, the Mark VII maquette, as well as some other pieces because of their impact in the cinematic industry. This is
Somebody would like to have you there for height.
For scale?
Yeah, for scale.
All right. I think I can do this.
Yeah. The sacrifice you're willing to make. Go stand with the child. There you go. Look at
I'm
him.
standing up straight as is the child. So this is what it comparatively looks like next to a real person.
Yes. Look at him. It's great.
This is a mixed media piece. It does have a fabric costume, as you can see, the large swaddling robes and that kind of tan. I don't know the exact color. I always want to say like tan, khaki. There are the kind of pilled fabric elements around the collar and the sleeves that give it that fuzzy look. And the robe itself is just a large swaddling piece of fabric that really makes the child seem like a child despite being 50 years old in canon. And of course, the shift knob from the Razor
Yes.
Crest is in there. I do see people shouting out my height in comparison with the child. Yes, to give you that sense of scale. Again, the child is 16.5 inches tall.
All right.
And he's doing well. I'm glad
He is.
he's been here every day of Sideshow Con. I don't
Yep.
think he will ever change or
He's
swap
going the
out.
distance with us, and I appreciate that.
Aw.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, I think that it about does it for this request stream. I'm sorry we do have to wrap up early, but I will take this moment to plug. I will be on our YouTube channel, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, wherever videos are found for the Comics Hall at 2 p.m. Pacific.
In just over 1 hour from now.
In just about an hour. I will be with Paul Hernandez from the social team. You guys have seen him on the daily recaps in the Let Your Geek Sideshow group as well. He and I are talking all things Stan Lee in celebration of the POW Entertainment partnership that you can read about on our blog. But of course, we also thought it was high time to really take a look at the contributions to Marvel Comics and beyond that Stan Lee impacted upon his time with the company. So that'll be really fun. Then I will be back here in the studio with you guys.
She's going to run back here again.
As fast as my little legs will take me. Actually, my long legs.
Yes.
At 4 p.m. Pacific for the Hot Toys Summer Showcase, we will be showing you guys where to find all of Hot Toys' newest announcements, but this is a reminder we don't physically have them in the studio, but that doesn't mean we don't want to catch you up to speed on what they did announce.
Yes.
So that'll be really cool. And we'll let them know what other shows are coming up after that. I've got a full afternoon. I'm sure you guys do too. There's a lot of stuff dropping. Check what went up for pre-order today as well. I know that there's exclusives. If you registered for the con at side.show/con, you have access to those exclusive pieces. I think a couple other pieces went up today, and I'm pretty sure Silver Surfer goes up today. So if you want to pre-order that, you want to jump in on that right away.
Yep. All right.
Oh my goodness. I'm going to catch my breath and head out of here. I will see you guys hopefully at the Comics Hall. We're very, very excited. And until then, thank you for watching. Check our social media. Go to side.show/con for all your updates. And as always, don't forget to let your geek side show.